Fantastic. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, all over the place. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Again, you got to be on the webinar jam to get the full experience here, to be a part of the challenge, to be officially registered. So make sure to go to that www.nreachallenge.com if you're watching on social media. Tom, how we doing, man? Where are you at today?
Good to see you. Just tech issues. Go figure. I didn't want any of that latency. Hopefully I don't have it. Reboot twice. Then nothing would come.
Hey, we're making it work. All good. No worries.
Technical gremlins. No problem. I'm happy to have everyone here. I'm super excited to see who wins the prize tonight.
Oh,
and,
yeah. Big giveaway tonight.
To learn more. See how everyone did. So awesome. Seeing a lot of people coming in. So welcome, everybody.
Nice. Fantastic. Yeah, I was going to say, Tom's a great example right here of, hey, you know what? You guys persevere. Yeah, no matter what the challenge is in front of you, there's always going to be something that makes it inconvenient, that makes it so that, hey, it's hard to find time to do something or hard to prioritize. Like, go get it done, guys. Like, I love to see, Tom, you figuring it out, man. So that's a good reflection of what a ton of people did between Monday and today. They went out there and got it done. So welcome to day 3. Awesome job, guys. You guys did an fantastic job on the homework. Like, I went in there, it was like around 40 submissions at this point, which is incredible. We saw a lot of people get in there and get it done today. Let me try to share the leaderboard here for you guys. It's just DealMachine.com/challenge leaderboard there to be able to see this in real time where we're at. Let me see if I can try to get that pulled up for you guys. Again, jump in the chat, say hello if you're watching us. Also, say what REIA chapter you're a part of. We've got people who are representing from all over the place, who turned in the homework, who did the work, who did the hard stuff, throughout the challenge here. So here we go. Can you see that challenge leaderboard here on the webinar jam?
Yes, I see it on webinar jam, not on stream.
Awesome, cool. So again, if you're watching on social, you got to be a part of the got to register for the challenge to be able to get in and get the full experience. But in terms of the chapter leaderboard here, we've got what 13 chapters on the board or 12 chapters on the board. So nice job, guys. Way to go. We know we're pushing you. This is a challenge for a reason. It is challenging. It is a 5-day sprint here. But let me try to zoom in if I can so you guys can see us a little bit better here. Here we go. So what we're looking at here. Do what?
Seattle pulled ahead. I've been watching it.
Seattle pulled ahead. Last minute. Seattle pulled ahead. So REAPS, REAPS. There we go. 6 of you turned in that homework. So way to get that going. We had Minnesota REIA right behind them. Toledo, CF REIA right here. So everybody getting involved there. We had Nashville with a strong showing. Traction, Tom. You've got a few of your folks getting in there. NW REIA, Chicago area, Memphis, New Jersey, New York area, North Carolina, and we got Appleton and Metrolina. So we've got a solid showing right here, guys, for round 1. So keep this rolling, keep it going. Tom, I was going to say, did you see anybody stand out to you in terms of people getting involved and whatnot, or?
Yeah, some people reached out to me, questions, different, wanted ideas on what to do. So it was great to see that many people involved. Really excited to see a little inner chapter competition going on. It's still not over yet, but I literally watched that leaderboard move during the day, particularly as Jenny was updating it. I could see the stuff moving in front of my eyes. It was cool watching it get updated every time somebody submitted their homework. Yep.
There we go, guys. So cheer each other on. Help hold each other accountable here. I love that we got Team REAPS in the chat here, which is Real Estate Association of Puget Sound. There we go, guys. Thanks for defining that. We got Toledo. Awesome, guys. So congratulations. Keep it going. We're halfway there.
I think, we're halfway there. But to remind people, the reason to make sure your colleagues are also doing their homework and turning it in is because the top chapter, every person that from that chapter is going to get $100 from you guys.
Yep, there we go.
In marketing.
Don't forget, you've got $4,000 we are giving away in prizes. We're giving away a huge prize tonight and then a grand prize on Friday. Again, you got to have turned in the homework to qualify for that and be on live to win those. And then the special bonus is the chapter that does the most. That gets to the top of the leaderboard here. Again, we're halfway. You have a chance to be able to continue to try to catch Seattle and pull ahead if you can. Is the top chapter is going to win $100 per person inside the DealMachine app there that goes toward marketing. So love to see that. Go team, go. again, put in the chat what chapter you're a part of as well. So love to see this team spirit here.
$100 worth of direct mail, there could easily be a deal sitting in that awesome bonus. That's very cool. So keep it up, guys. Let's have the challenge game on.
Yeah, I mean it would be, I'd have to do the math, but I mean over 1,000 minutes of free calling too. So that's going to give you if you're cold calling, if you're sending direct mail, like we're talking about that marketing playbook tonight. Tom is a master at marketing, sales, negotiation. Like this is love to see Tom in his element tonight. So it's going to be fun. But I wanted to tell you guys, awesome job, way to get out there and have some competitive spirit, cheer each other on, and hold each other accountable here. So way to go, guys. There. The homework that we asked you to do today was 3 steps. There was the first step of, hey, if you're going to use DealMachine, now's the time to do it. You get that 7-day free trial. It's just DealMachine.com/NREIA. So I'll make sure to pull that up here when we get to the training portion for you guys to be able to be reminded on if you're going to use the technology to help you execute on the homework. You get a free trial that coincides with the challenge. You get some special challenge bonuses for going through that are going to really apply tonight to your marketing. You get, I know when you use that link, it's 50 free postcards and 500 free calling minutes to reach out to leads. So you got quite a bit you get right off the bat there for free. That just goes along with it. We told you guys and taught you on Monday, how to get out there and build that list of driving for deals leads. And again, those are the best leads in your market. They're the ones that other people aren't willing to go out and find. They're the fixer-uppers, the properties in bad shape that need help updating, that need some TLC. They have a owner that either can't deal with it anymore or doesn't want to deal with it anymore. And you're finding those deals that are the kind of the hidden, invisible deals in your market that other people don't easily find because they're not getting picked up by data. They're not on market. They take this hard work of getting out there, driving, and creating this list yourself that you have and no one else does. So we asked you, I know we only gave you 2 days. I was very, very impressed getting 40 people out there or so to go out there and get at least 100 of those leads and upload the homework at that homework link. We're gonna have another homework link tonight for you guys. And the reason why we wanted to get you to 100 is when we look at the data and we see, hey, who is on a long-term trajectory for success? Who is way, way more likely to go do off-market deals like this? It is the people who get to 100 leads. That is the magical threshold. If you get over 100 leads, you are statistically, like if we look and try to predict who's going to have success, you are statistically in another league of your own of people who are going to stick with this, go do deals, whether it be during this challenge or way beyond. Like this is your opportunity. You're off to a great start. And even if you didn't complete the homework, you have, another till Friday, late afternoon, Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time to be able to complete the homework for this. And then, then the next phase of the homework here. So get to that 100 leads. I mean, we saw a lot of people do it. That was awesome. So, Tom, any other thoughts there on, that the thought behind getting to 100? I know driving for deals is something that, you've had some success with personally too. So
yeah. Love driving for deals. And what I particularly love about this challenge, I know I said this the other day, but I think it's worth repeating. What we're teaching you to do, that go out and put 100 leads on your list, is anytime you're wondering, I need more deals, what should I do for marketing? Go put 100 leads on your list. Go tag 100 properties to DealMachine and make it happen. What we're teaching you this week, what we're giving you homework for, what we're challenging you to do is exactly what you should be doing, we would argue, on a regular basis. Every other week, every other week, or at very minimum monthly. Do this, watch what happens.
Yeah, and you guys you're establishing the right systems and processes right now. Like that the people who did the homework, you are in a great spot. If you didn't do the homework, hey, you have a chance to catch up to tonight and the next couple days here. So we're giving you that playbook, kind of continuing that tonight of what to do with those leads from here. Now you've got a list of at least 100 addresses. How do you turn those into appointments, into deals? So that's what we're gonna be tackling tonight. Before we do that though, we have a giveaway winner. So this is going to be a really, really fun time. You got to be on live to win as well, guys. I need to clarify that again. We've been talking about that the whole time. You have to have done the homework. So you got a lot of, when you do the homework, you get a lottery ticket for this, and you have to be on live to win. Now we're going to do one giveaway tonight, and we're going to do our grand prize giveaway on Friday. If you did the homework, great. You've got a lottery ticket. It applies for tonight. It also applies for Friday. So you're still on the list on Friday. If you complete the homework again, you double your chances. You get a second ticket to be able to win on Friday. So if you don't win tonight, that's okay. You're still in the running for the grand prize giveaway here. But one of you on here tonight is going to win this. The only caveat here is I've got a lot of email addresses in here too, so I need to validate the names when we do the spinner here, Tom. So
Cool.
The winner tonight, just to give everybody a heads up, they are on our end. We are giving away to this initial winner an entire year of DealMachine Pro. So it is basically the DealMachine, the deal maker right there. Everything you need in a box to go do deals. You've got the software unlocked. You've got up to 50,000 leads you can add to DealMachine, whether it be driving for dollars or pulling lists. You have all of the full capabilities around driving for dollars unlocked, all the full capabilities around our mail campaigns unlocked, which we'll be talking about tonight. You've got the dialer to reach out to people. You've got our AI assistant. You've got our MLS comping tool. You've got the full suite of everything you can need to go do deals and save a ton of time in the process. Like, hey, what is your time worth? Well, hey, you know what? You're going to have a free technology to earn back a lot of that, right? So we want to give you that tech to be able to, again, help you save time, help you be really focused on your marketing. And someone tonight is going to win this thing. So put in the chat if you think it's going to be you. I want to see who's confident tonight. So Tom, I will give you a little drum roll here in a second. I will pull up the spinner here. So let me do that for you guys. Here we go. If I can find this, the wheel of names. Hey, there we go. Can you see that, Tom?
I sure can.
All right, guys. So
The wheel of email addresses.
Again, some of them are names, some are emails. Unfortunately, I need to switch that up on the folder. So with the emails, I will call out the name when I go. I can find it really easily here. So
Cool.
Give me just 1 second. You have your winner tonight. First try. You got to be on live to win. So when you win this thing, we're going to validate that you're on here. Give me a little drum roll, Tom. Here we go. All right, guys. A lot of people in chat think they're going to win. Let's see. It is Christina. All right, give me a second. Do we have a Christina in the audience? It is Christina Perry, Perry, Christina Perry.
Good work,
I know
Christina.
This is it takes a little while. There's a little lag. We're a little ahead of you guys, so we got to see if there's a Christina Perry on here. Tell me if you see her. Jump in the chat. We'll give her a minute to try to claim her prize. Christina Perry. Looking at the names in the crowd. Do we have Christina Perry? I don't know if we do. We're going to give her a minute. Again, you put in the hard Christina P. There we go. There it is. Hey.
Christina P.
There we go. All right. She's in the chat. She's in the chat.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
good work.
Christina.
Hate to see you lose out. Good work, Christina. Christina, pop in the chat where you are from.
Yeah, Christina, if you could put in the chat where you're from, what chapter you're part of, I'd love to know that. And if you have any takeaways from doing the homework, I'd love to know that as well. So put that in the chat when you have a chance. Awesome, guys. Again, if you're watching on social media, make sure to go to that nreachallenge.com, become part of the challenge there, sign up, and you get the full experience of this. And thanks for jumping in the chat, guys. Give Christina a little bit of a congrats here. So.
Good work, Christina. I think she's from Portland, Oregon. Awesome.
Oh, nice. Fantastic. Good work, Christina. Awesome. Cool. So congratulations there. Again, awesome. If you didn't win that, that's okay. You guys are all still entered for that grand prize giveaway on Friday. So we're going to be going through that. If you have not completed the homework or you missed the kickoff as your first training, that's okay too. We designed this so that way you can fully catch up. We're going to send out the replay right after this as well. So you have an opportunity to be able to go through and NW REIA. There we go. So happy. Fantastic. So she's Team NW REIA. We had a couple of you guys on the leaderboard there. So good work. Perfect. So we talked about this last time, Tom. Now is the time to step up and take action. For all the people who are just getting involved with this challenge, can you spend just a minute here reiterating like why now is such a good time to really jump in, lead with action, get involved in this challenge. If you didn't do the homework, if the homework was hard, if it was like, oh, I'll do this someday, like why is now a good time to get involved?
Now is a good time because this is arguably one of the best times in the market cycle for us investors. Might be a kind of odd or awful time for other types of people, but not for us as investors. This is our time. This is the market. This is the market we should have been waiting for, and now it's here. So don't miss out. Don't sit on the sidelines again. There's nothing worse than looking back in a few years going, oh, I wish I would have bought that then. Yeah, of course. Everyone wishes they would have done something. When they look back in the past, you can clearly see what happened. Well, this is one of those opportunities. So that's what we're trying to get you to focus on and learn how to do. That's do it now. Make it happen now, because this is the best time for us.
Absolutely. Here, and real quick here, if you aren't getting any email replays from me, maybe like you may have unsubscribed from DealMachine emails or something, anything like that, just email me direct, matt@dealmachine.com, and I can help you guys out. So yeah, Tom, just to echo that as well. I mean, they always have that cliche of like, when's the best time to plant a tree? Well, it was yesterday, and today's the second best day, right? So same thing with our most successful customers. We always ask them like, hey, what would you, if you were new to this, what would you go back and do? What would you change? Do you regret anything? It's always, hey, I wish I started sooner. I wish I stopped just, sitting back and saying, someday I'll do this. The longer you do this, the more reps you get in, the better you get at it. And the longer you're in the market, like you are in a good place. So, regardless if there can be temporary, downs and temporary, downs in any local market, long-term, you are in a great spot, guys. So, make sure to be able to get involved, use this challenge as your opportunity to do that. Like, this is your chance to be able to take that playbook. That's our whole goal with this thing, is to give you that playbook over these 5 days of how to get involved, how to do that right first step of going out and finding great deals, which is the number one thing new investors struggle with. You got to buy right, no matter what your exit strategy is, whether it be, buy and hold or flip or wholesale or anything. Like, your exit, the commonality across the board among all of those things is a great deal is one that is bought right, that is bought for a discount. It's because you're going direct to seller. You're identifying a house that owner doesn't want anymore or can't deal with anymore, and you are solving their problem in trade for a win-win scenario of them getting that problem solved, you getting a deal that makes sense from a number standpoint. So what we're doing over here from a DealMachine perspective is to give you guys the power of real estate investing using technology. We've done that, again, had over 10,000 deals done. We hit that milestone last year. 10,000 deals done using DealMachine to this point. So we'd love to be able to share how they're doing it. The more successful we can make you guys, the better we are as a business. We want to make you guys successful, right? We're not around unless we're helping you, right? So our goal is to give you as much knowledge as possible. Team up, Tom, we love to team up with you, man. Like, it's awesome to see the tips that you give people and how you can teach them to be successful way beyond just using a technology, right? Like, in terms of the game of real estate in general. And so that's what we're doing through this challenge. And it's people like Ryan who went through the challenge and took it serious. He did a 30-day version of this and got his first deal on day 17. He's done 400 plus deals since then, built up an entire little real estate empire with his wife and a small team now in the Kansas City, Missouri area, St. Joseph specifically. Patrick Martin is another example he was somebody who was literally sleeping in his truck, and through YouTube University, educating himself, he learned about real estate, learned about DealMachine, and in 10 months did 14 deals over $150K in wholesale fees and changed his life that way. So, before I jump into the full agenda here, Tom, do you want to mention, I know we had like Jake and Roger and a few other, stories we mentioned last time. You want to briefly mention those folks too, of just how we've had a ton of success together doing these challenges and helping people go do deals? Yeah,
deals off of this exact challenge. Participants in these challenges getting deals from the homework, the same homework you guys just did. Now, the goal tonight is to learn what to do with those 100 leads now, because if you can turn those into deals, like Roger did, like Jake did, like a bunch of others did, then you will. It's amazing what'll happen. So it's kind of interesting, Matt, to think about. One of those names on your list of 100, one of those addresses that you just went around and saw and thought something was interesting at and tagged, could very well turn into be your next deal. And some of those have turned into, beautiful wholesale fees, beautiful rehabs, beautiful buy and holds. Doesn't matter what your exit strategy is. You need to find them. And this is all about finding those deals.
Absolutely. So where we're going to be starting through, or really leading you through tonight, is that exact playbook, the marketing piece, the sales negotiation piece. We're having one more training on Friday, so bookmark this, guys. Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern time, so 3 p.m. my time, 1 p.m. Pacific, is our final training. That's going to be really talking you through how to close that deal, how to make a great offer, all that kind of that part of the equation there, and what to do from there. Our goal is to kind of, again, give you the playbook on each of these calls, help you overcome challenges. So if you put questions in the chat, we're going to address those as well. We're going to assign homework. So again, we're making this actionable. That's why you're here, is you're not just listening. You're here to participate, get out there, and hopefully get your chapter to do that too, and go win a huge prize for your chapter as well. So we're holding you guys accountable that way. We've got that leaderboard going. And so, we're going to continue to encourage you to do the homework. I'm going to email out the replays, email out a homework reminder. You're going to learn what that homework is after we do the training today. And if you do it, hey, you've got a chance to continue to win these prizes we're giving away tonight. So, or we're giving away one tonight and one on Friday. So, there we go. Anything else before we get into training here, Tom?
No, let's do it.
Awesome. So to start us off, quick kickoff recap for the people who missed day one. We're only going to spend a few minutes on this section of it, because you can rewatch the replays that I send out to really get the full meat and potatoes of this. But day one was all about teaching you guys, again, how to go out there and drive for dollars, drive for deals. Like, our goal there is to help you build a list that no one else has. You're going out there and you're identifying the most motivated sellers in your market because they own a piece of property that's in bad shape. So we taught you guys how to go out there and get, whether you're physically driving around you yourself or virtually. We showed you that as well. It's all about getting in your car, driving around, identifying houses that have the tarp on the roof, the gutters falling off, broken boarded up windows, have a front yard, backyard that's a mess, have weeds growing through the concrete, just be really outdated. It's got a window AC unit. It's got, in St. Louis, the really old school aluminum awnings. The roof's in bad shape. It's got signs of vacancy, like really overgrown grass or really overstuffed mailbox. All these signs that it could be a property that is fallen over, or it could be one that just sticks out and needs updating, is not up to par with what the rest of the neighborhood looks like. So again, those leads, they're the number one indicator they're looking to sell. And also, by the way, they are the least competitive leads out there, because you built a list that took some work, and not everyone's willing to do that work. Now, that is a hoop to jump through that not everyone is willing to go do. We had about 40 people do it. Like that is awesome to hear that in just a quick little 48-hour window, a little more 2-day window. You guys went out there and hustled and made it happen. So that was super encouraging to see. Love to see that. Again, we're going to teach you guys tonight what to do with those leads, how to use DealMachine briefly here, guys. To do that, let me share the technology again one more time for you, how to go out there and do this using the actual app. And, as a reminder for everybody, let me put this back up for you. You do have a 7-day free trial at this link right here that gets you DealMachine free for those 7 days. It also gets you 50 free postcards with it, which we're going to talk about tonight. Or you've got 500 free calling minutes with that tonight. So we're going to be talking about all that, exactly what to do with those marketing methods, tonight. So how to get to that 100 lead list. So if anyone did not do the homework yet, or need to catch up, or if you did do the homework, great. Like, hopefully you learned something this quick little crash course through again one more time. And if you're watching on YouTube, again, go to that link to register to be able to view this screen as well and get all the good stuff here. But what it looks like, and let me go back to St. Louis here, is jumping in your car. Again, we have the desktop version right now. There's also a mobile app. So many of you are probably using the mobile app. Most of you, I would guess, if you're physically driving around. And what it's going to do, it's going to lock on your location. So it's using your GPS. It's going to lock on your location. Have a little blue dot pop up right here. So if I'm driving down Wall Street right here in South City, St. Louis, a little blue dot's going to pop up right there. As I drive down the street, you'll notice it moves with you. Even if I turn my phone, say I see a house, if I turn my phone and look at it, I don't know if anyone noticed that, the map turns with you. So it tries to make it so it's very easy to know, okay, great, what am I adding, which property? And then when I say add a property, I literally mean click the black dot, hit the add lead button right there. It will pin that property and do a blue pin. And that's lead number 1 out of 100. There you go. So the people who did the homework, they found those houses that were in bad shape physically in real life. They matched it up on the app. They clicked that lead. They added that lead, and they kept going. So they put in that work. Couple quick pro tips on this. You'll notice there's a satellite mode. I personally love doing that. The toggles that on, and you can see that area of town from an aerial view with the map on. It makes it a little easier to be able to match that up and kind of use the roofs and the coloring of the buildings like that to be able to match that up. You also can, let me go back over to that area. You also will notice there is route tracking going. So as I was driving around, there's a little tail that pops up behind you, right? And over time that changes color. So, it starts off and it shows you on the map, it's got green meaning, well, it's orange while you're driving. That's the current route, but it'll show you afterwards green meaning that it's within the last 6 months. I highly recommend at 6 months when it turns yellow to redrive it. And then when it turns red, definitely redrive it. That's a great way to just visually save you time. Look at the map. And Tom, I know when you were driving around, you said you were doing this the old fashioned way. I'm sure you were going in circles here unintentionally. It's easy to do that.
All streets look alike after a while. It's not, you got to have a way of tracking.
Exactly. So having that is huge. The tap to add properties, I always really recommend that as well. It's just as it says, you literally tap to add, and you don't have to, it just saves you a ton of time because you don't have to click more than once. So that's great. And then the final pro tip here before we get to the new stuff, when you hit this orange button on the desktop or in the mobile app, you open up your phone, you click drive for leads, and then you hit virtual drive is one of the options that pops up here. So drive for leads, and then virtual drive is the second one down. That is your virtual driving for dollars, kind of clicking for dollars here, driving for deals. So what that looks like is you click here, click on the map, start driving, and now you're clicking for dollars here. So if you don't own a car, or if it's hard to get out during the day, or if you're not investing in a place you're physically based in, or you have someone in your family that doesn't have a car and you want to get them involved, I know that's fun. Or, if you, for example, have a virtual assistant and want them to get involved, like there are many reasons why you might go this route. It's a great plan B. I would say it's a great alternative. I would recommend always comparing when the photo was taken. So you see in this bottom right corner, photo taken May 2022, and compare that to when the house was last sold. So click into that house, see that sale history. Great. It's April 2019. So that means, hey, this photo, since that photo was taken, has not been sold. It has not changed hands. That's still a good lead, even if it's an older photo, which most places Google drives the streets pretty actively. But even if it's an older photo, I would just compare the photo taken, and if it hasn't sold since then, it's probably in pretty similar shape. So I would recommend keeping all that in mind there. So Tom, any other D4D tips? I know I'm just giving the quick little recap, but
real quick, expanding on something you said, there's a hidden grammar to all of this, so to speak. Marketing takes an ounce of effort. Effort is like a 4-letter word to most people out there. I mean, was it that much effort to put 100 leads on your list? No, but it took some effort. And look at how many people either didn't do it or didn't fully complete it. So think of the average person out there, the average investor out there, not actually doing it and getting it done. You did. So if you do that on a regular basis, you're in much better shape than everybody else. You don't have to worry about your competition because they're not putting in the work and they're not leveraging tools like this to make their life a lot easier in doing it. So if you want to make things happen, do this.
There we go. Love that. You made it very straightforward. Now you guys have the list. Again, maybe you have the recap, and you learned something the first time, and you're going to get better and better at it. If you got to catch up, you know what? I gave you a quick crash course there to get out there. We wanted to make it as simple and straightforward as possible, just adding leads to your list. But now we get to the really, really impactful stuff: is what do you do with those leads? How do you take this and going into today's training, how do you market to and negotiate with sellers to really turn these addresses into appointments, into, real opportunities, into deals here? And so day 3, again, it's going to be all focused on that. That's tonight right here. I'll start off, Tom, if this works here. And again, if you're watching on social media, you got to go to that www.nreachallenge.com right there at the bottom of the screen to be able to get the full experience. As I go through this here, Tom, I'll start off with the marketing piece. I'd love to get your perspective on how you think about marketing, and then let's move into sales with a little bit of time left here to talk through like what that conversation should look like with sellers. But as I pull up DealMachine here, how do you approach marketing? How do you think about starting to reach out to sellers and get in contact with them?
First thing I want to do is look at what type of motivation they have. So maybe that shows on one of the layers. Maybe it shows from what you saw when you looked at the property. So the way you tagged it, did you see this look run down where the window's broken? Was it boarded up? Is there something that tells you what the problem might be? Because when you reach out to them, you want to match your message to the market. You want to match what you say to them to who you think they are. That way they're most likely to raise their hand and go, yeah, that's me. So that's what we're looking at when we're looking at these properties.
There we go. Awesome. The leads, the houses for sale, if they're already saying they're for sale, that means they're on market, which means, hey, you're probably already missing the deal. It's you can find on market deals. It is much more difficult to make the math work, and to find somebody who is looking to sell. And what we're looking for is somebody who is highly likely to sell, meaning that if you own a property that's in bad shape, it is, again, the number one factor that is indicating, hey, they might be looking to sell. So our goal is to help you go out there and start those conversations with sellers, get to at least, identify people who are either looking to sell now, which I know in general, whenever we're getting conversations, like especially, I've found this true in our business, but overall with our customers, it's you get about a third of a bucket of whenever you actually reach out to people, a third of them are saying, hey, take me off your list. Okay, great. That's a no, and you move on to the next one. A third of people that you actually have a conversation with, it's, hey, I'm looking to sell someday. It's a longer term lead. It's a great one to nurture. And then a third of them are like, hey, yeah, give me an offer now. I want to, you can line up an appointment. You have an opportunity to actually make a conversation happen there. So, or make an appointment happen, make an opportunity happen there. So in general, I would say when you're starting to have those conversations with sellers, they'll fall in a couple different buckets that way. When you're approaching the conversation, the ideal marketing mix here is what we call one, if you can do a mix of marketing, I use that word there, a mix is going to always increase your response rate, because some people prefer to communicate via, they will answer a postcard. Some people will answer a call. Some people if they get a flyer on their door, if they get an email, like there are different ways to reach people in their preferred method of communication. If you have a strategic marketing mix, you're able to consistently reach out in a couple different ways. You have a much more likelihood of actually, and no problem, Wayne, appreciate your comments there. Keep putting questions in the chat, guys. But, if you do this marketing mix of reach out in a variety of ways, you have a much higher percentage of people you'll get in contact with there. And then, when it comes to thinking about what does that marketing mix look like, I'd say it's typically a two-pronged approach. There is one-to-one marketing. So something that's a little more active, going to take a little more time, a little more effort, but it's going to be very much worthwhile in terms of reaching out and doing it in an active way to actually start that conversation with people. And again, people aren't always willing to put in the time to do that. So you are going to stand out in that way. And then there's the other part of this two-pronged approach would be the one-to-many marketing, kind of more passive, scalable marketing that you can automate and let it work for you. And it's going to be less time, but it's going to require some more marketing budget typically if you're only leaning on that marketing approach. And so inside DealMachine here, when you're thinking about the active one-to-one marketing, there's kind of two major buckets that I want to teach you guys tonight on exactly how to do that. One of them, or two major tools here, two major functions here. One of them is by driving a list, which you went out there and you drove for dollars already, right? If you have any other leads that you want to reach out to, if you have if you ever pulled a list of leads in DealMachine, if you have any other lead source, period, if you go into DealMachine, hit add leads and import a list right here, like put in a spreadsheet of those leads right there. You then, and this is a DealMachine Pro specific feature here. So if you're not on Pro and you want to do this, you'll need to upgrade during the trial there, which so just message your support in there to help you out. But you can go in here and then select your list, go to lead actions, and then hit drive this list. On the mobile app, it's real easy to find. You just click on drive for leads, and then drive from a list is the bottom option right there. And it's essentially a guided driving route. And what that'll do is give you a great opportunity where it's giving you literal turn-by-turn navigation, GPS guided step by step, to give you the fastest route possible to go out there. And if you're willing to do any kind of in-person touch point, like a flyer on the door, a door hanger, a sticky note, a door knock, like anything in person. Yes, while you're driving for dollars, that's a great opportunity to do it as well, obviously. But if you have any list outside of that you want to go do in person and reach out to them, this is the way to do it to save you a ton of time. So that guided list is one option. The other option, and this is might be the number one reason people are coming to us now outside of our driving for dollars functionality, is really the second option here is coming in. It's a brand new features that we launched since November of last year. We have continued to add things. We're always evolving. We've been around for about 8 years now. November of last year, we went in there and we announced unlimited free skip tracing, which if you're part of the industry, if you know what skip tracing is, it's pinging a database and it's coming back with phone numbers and email addresses tied to the owners of a property. And that process traditionally would be 10 cents, 12 cents, most places. Now inside DealMachine, obviously the initial list that you guys started off with, it wouldn't be a crazy expense. But as you get into this, as you keep going, I have 14,000 leads in DealMachine. That would be $1,500, maybe $2,000 to get the contact information of everyone inside DealMachine to be able to reach out to them. And now that's included free. That's in your free subscription. That is in your trial right here. So you'll notice here, I was driving around, I was adding leads. This is my driving for dollars list in my own business here in St. Louis. You scroll down, you see the vast majority of these guys have phone numbers. They're labeled DNC if they're a do not call list, but you've got all these phone numbers right here that's built into DealMachine. And where the real power is taking those phone numbers. You have so much data in addition to this. So when you reach out to these people, you can do your due diligence without having to search the whole internet, look up social media, look up all these, all the public records and all this stuff. Like, it is all at your fingertips right here, where you have the contact information. Like, for example, it's 1704 right here. Click on this. You'll see here's the owner, Sydney, right here. Perfect. Again, if you're watching on social media, you gotta register to the challenge to be able to see all this data here, guys. But you're seeing the owner right here. You're seeing all this about the property itself. Here's the equity percentage. Here's all about their mortgage. Here's all about the property characteristics itself. Here's all about the land itself. Is it here's the zoning, the school district, all kinds of stuff right there. The tax information. Is it tax delinquent? Transaction history right here. You've got even things like rehab cost, which is crazy. Like, this is very back of the napkin math on rehab repair costs, but I will tell you the building condition codes in a lot of places are crazy accurate. Like, if you see poor or anything like that, it's pretty darn good. And you've even got HOA info in here too. So you've got the contact right here, this owner. Here are the phone numbers ready to go. You'll see, is it on the do not call list? Is it active recently? Is it mobile or landline? Here's the email addresses to reach out to Sydney direct as well. So you have emails that you can be able to reach out with as well. And then in addition to all that stuff, you have demographic data. So I can click on Sydney and see, like, hey, does Sydney have a portfolio? Tell me more about Sydney's background. This is, again, would take you forever to search online to try to identify this stuff, and come in ready to go, ready to have this great conversation, because you know about the property, you know about the owner, you have the contact info, this kind of trifecta of data. That sweet spot is really an unfair advantage in your market compared to what everybody else is trying to approach this stuff with and just hitting up everybody. So you are able to use all of this to have an extremely thoughtful and guided conversation. And the only thing holding you back from here is this little call button. This is something that has been really awesome to get out there in the last Tom, I think we launched this July 1st. Yeah. It was it was in the midsummer. Our AI powered dialer. And so when you actually hit call on this thing, what you'll see here is that it is ready to go for you. Like, normally, a dialer, you'd have to buy a whole nother platform and upload all the data and make sure you have to buy the phone numbers and learn how to use that thing and all that. Like, this is literally, you click call and it just goes. And the AI piece to it, what it does is that it takes notes for you. So if I were to call Sydney, it would say, here's what Matt is saying, here's what Sydney's saying. It transcribes it right in front of you. It does sentiment analysis. So when you hang up the call, you can actually see a summary and how it went right in front of you here. So I can go and see, for example, with Ryan, when I hung up, here's the exact conversation that I had with Ryan right here, all transcribed. Here's the summary. Okay, hey, he confirmed ownership. It's been vacant. Needs a roof. We have an appointment set. He's looking to sell soon. He doesn't want to pay taxes on it. It's got all that right there for you. If they don't answer, or if they are, if it's a long-term follow-up, you actually, inside your dialer settings here, inside your plan. Oh, let me find it. Here we go. You click on dialer settings and you've got these follow-up metrics. So you could say, hey, if they don't answer, remind me to call them back in 30 days. Or if it's a warm lead, which again, it's doing sentiment analysis. It knows if it's a warm lead, hot lead, or whatnot. It will bucket that for you. Hey, remind me to call them back in 2 weeks. Or a hot lead, remind me to call them back in 2 days. Like, you've got all that built into DealMachine for you. So when you log in, and you can see as a demo account, so I hang up on people right away, but you can see I've got 5 follow-ups to make, and here's my queue, and great, I can call right there and keep going. So you've got all of that right there for you. And then the big thing here too, and Tom's going to teach you guys what to say and how to have this conversation. But the big thing too is, if you don't typically love to cold call, or it's intimidating, or it's just not a fun experience, I completely get that. Now, the awesome thing we have built in here is an assistant to really help you overcome that hesitation and help guide you in the conversation in real time. When you make a phone call, the other AI piece to this as well is our AI assistant Alma is built into there, and there's a what do I say next button right there. If you click on that button, it'll actually give you, based on where you're at in the conversation, give you suggestions on what to say next, where to take the conversation, ask around why they're looking to sell, ask around when they're looking to sell, ask, the condition of the property. Like, it'll prompt you with questions and on how to have that conversation with the seller. So that way it makes it actually a fun conversation. We've had people who were like, man, I'm an introvert, I hate calling, and I actually love using this dialer. Like, we've gotten feedback like that before, because of all these things built in to really help guide you and make it a great experience and have great conversations with people. So you've got all that built in, where just to show you what it looks like, if you click call, and I'll hang it up here, but it's listen to the conversation. Here's what do I say, right? I can hang up here. Here's that what did I say message that came up. It was no answer, right? So I hung up right away. Here's more about that property, around the seller, all of that. So you've got everything at your fingertips you need to be able to actually reach out, and you've got the 500 free calling minutes with the trial here too. So option one, again, is that one-to-one active marketing, one-to-one making calls. You can send emails, you can do the drive a list. That's option one. I'll talk about the long-term marketing here in a minute, but Tom, I'd love to get your thoughts first, and I'd love to have you give some advice on how to really have that conversation with the seller here first.
Yeah, well, I mean, yikes, Matt. That's kind of like having a deal negotiation coach sitting on your shoulder saying, hey, I suggest saying this next. Oh, and by the way, this was how they actually felt about it, because it's analyzing the sentiment. I still, look, it's not even 6 months on since you launched this at the AI component. And I'm still just amazed by it. And the amount of workload that this has eliminated for me is insane. Because it was enough before, like, all right, great. Now, instead of coming home with a list of properties that I got to do all this research on, it's organized for me. And the research is done for me. Well, now I don't even have to pick up the phone. I just click dial and off it goes. And it even is going to suggest things to say. So I think if anyone's afraid of, hey, I don't know what to say, or it's really hard reaching out to somebody because I'm kind of scared. Well, there's really, I mean, one, you should never be scared of getting hung up on. I mean, there's a certain point you got to just accept whatever. Some people are going to hang up, but now here, who cares that it's the computer telling you what to do? Let the computer tell you. that really just makes your life a lot easier. So the real only thing stopping you now is you. Just get out there and use it. You see how easy it is to tag properties. It's automatic to find some contact information for them. Click on that very tempting phone icon and just start talking. A lot of the beginning of negotiation, when you're trying to figure out who they are as a motivated seller, it's just talking. It's just it's kind of rambling in a way. Just start talking. Well, if you don't know what to talk about, well, for heaven's sakes, remember what you're doing. You're calling somebody about their house, and they're probably a little bit in trouble by it. So just ask them a bunch of softball questions to grease the skids a little bit. Like, hey, are you interested in selling? Or tell me a little bit about the property. Or how many bedrooms and baths does it have? There's nothing threatening about those questions. You can start to dig deeper later. You will dig deeper later. You should dig deeper later. You'll start to peel off the layers of the onion, but let's start with the skin. Just peel off the basics. And now every time we can keep getting closer and closer to that center.
Yep. And really just asking questions and listening as you go, like just being a good listener, trying to figure out how do I solve a problem. So asking around, motivations around why they're looking to sell, condition of the property, right? Like tell me more about the house, time frame. So when are you looking to sell? What would hold you back from that, right? And then eventually get to price. And probably one tip and one question we get often is like, hey, if the seller is really saying, hey, make me an offer. I always really focus on pushing back and saying, hey, great, I'd love to make you an offer. But before I do that, I'd love to hear a little bit more about the property. So that way the offer is going to be a fair offer and make sense for everybody. Really kind of push back on that and use this as an opportunity to be able to get them to open up a little bit before they just have their shield, if they have their guards up and are just wanting you to come in and make it transactional like that. Like people in the end are emotional sellers, and you're able to, the more you can listen and connect with them and really build a relationship there, the more you're going to stand out and have the best chance of winning that deal. So
yeah, absolutely. Matt, this is perfect. Yvonne put in the chat, she says, quote, I don't really need to wait for somebody to reach out to me. Bingo, right? Yes, you'll be doing marketing. Yes, you're trying to get people to reach out to you, because when they do, those are already going to be pretty darn warm. But at the beginning, you can start with the lukewarm, even the cool leads, because you don't need to wait for them to call you. You can be reaching out to them, and you should be reaching out to them. And it's never been easier to actually reach out to somebody than it is by using the DealMachine system. So just go do it.
There we go. So that one-to-one active marketing is what we're talking about here, is generating your own opportunities. Patrick said, hey, you have the power. Love that. So now the other side of this is having people reach out to you. You mentioned that. Okay, great. How do we generate our own opportunities in a scalable way as well? Well, we also have mail built in, direct mail here, built into DealMachine to be able to do that. So what you'll want to do with that direct mail is, if you're out there, say you built my Driving for Dollars list right here. If I want to take that next step, you'll notice when I hover over a property, I've also got a start mail button, right? Or there's a start mail button up here. We have, if you go to our mail tab up here, and again, the map tab is the Driving for Dollars piece. The leads tab is where all of your leads go, no matter what. If you're adding them on your phone or your desktop, they all go there. The dialer tab is going to help you get the stats and all the conversations and everything we just covered in the dialer. And the mail tab's the last one right here, where if you go to postcards, you can create templates inside DealMachine. You've got about 15, 16 default options in here, which the majority of the 10,000 plus deals using DealMachine that have been done, most of them have been our default templates. So they are set up for success. Like don't overthink it. Like feel free to send those. And we even have one for agents and all kinds of stuff in here. So you've got a lot in here to work with. Or if you do want to get a little more fancy and try something out yourself, if you're a designer especially, or have any kind of design skills, you can go in here and kind of use essentially your own little Photoshop in here to build out custom postcards that look like this. Here's like an example of one that we've actually had really good success with that, because it's unique, man. And you're not getting a postcard every day. So and we've got more professional ones too. Here's one I'm using locally, right? So you can, I would say, again, don't overthink it. Just use the postcard.
Use it and be happy. Don't make the perfect the enemy of the good. Those are excellent postcards. Yeah. So great is great enough.
Yes, there we go. So when you jump in there, when you hit that start mail button, you'll see that you can go then customize what you're sending them. So you can change the template. You could say, hey, send them this postcard and every 21 days and repeat it forever, or send it, 12 times, once a month. You can change how often you're sending it there. I always recommend somewhere between 3 weeks and 5 weeks is ideal for what we see in terms of the frequency of the postcards that you can send. And then we always just recommend 6 to 12 months in terms of where you're going to statistically give yourself the best shot. If you're looking at long-term, like, and thinking forward on, okay, great, I want to set it and forget it and really make this kind of a little bit of a drip. So that way, when they are ready, I'm the one they think of, because I'm the one that they've been getting mail from consistently. We literally had an appointment on Monday this week, Vince and I, my local business partner, and they've been getting our mail for 7 months, once a month. And they're just like, man, you guys are the ones that are always on top of it. You always, I've gotten the most from you. Like, I thought of you guys first. And we showed up and we're making an offer. Like, it's going really well. So we see that all the time of, hey, if you can be consistent, as Tom has been talking about, and you mail to people, the stats back it up. Like, if we look at the data and figure out, okay, what are the conversion rates? What are the opportunities for you to have a conversation with somebody? If you have the right lead and you send them a postcard, you only reach out with one marketing method, you have everything else right, they're looking to sell their house, you're actually only getting that call back about 15% of the time. If you reach out 3 times, you're only getting the call back about 47% of the time. So this mail campaign is a long-term strategy. You want to do this one to many. The great thing is you click one postcard and then it works for you overnight, right? You don't have to do anything else after that. You just sit back and you wait for those calls to come in. But what you can do while you're doing that is the active outreach of reaching out, making phone calls, doing the in-person stuff, everything we covered tonight. That combination is a winning playbook there for you.
Yeah, Matt, it's as you're finding out on your leads, it's that multiplication effect, the repetition of effort creates something that the technical name would be TOMA, TOMA, top of mind awareness. You're at the top of their mind because of the frequency, because of the multiplication, because of the amount of repetition that you do. So you become the only logical choice, because who are you going to reach out to when you finally need help? Someone you've never heard of, or the person that's been kind of consistently there for you? Even if you've never reached out before, even if you never really noticed, they've noticed you. You're there, you're at the top of the mountain. They're going to say, wait a minute, I've heard this somewhere before. I've seen this somewhere before. They go to their pile of mail, or maybe they stuck your postcard in with their bills. And now they've decided, hey, it's time for them to call. And that's when they reach out to you.
Exactly. Yep. And I mean, we're seeing that evidence in our business, especially as of late. Like, and I love that you brought up, like, hey, now is such a great time to get into this. You're so right in terms of a lot of people towards the end of the year are packing it in already. Like, you're getting close to holiday time, and it's, oh yeah, I'll wait till next year. And you hear that over and over, and it's like, I feel like it's earlier every year, but it's something where now is the time that you can stand up and really stand out in your market, because while other people are shutting down, if you're stepping up right now, like, you can make the last 90 days an awesome 90 days, finish the year strong, and go into 2025 ready to hit that ground running too. So
yeah, this year ain't over yet. There's a quarter of the year left. We've got 3 months left. And Matt, what you're saying exactly. Traditionally, I've always told people to push really hard between Thanksgiving and Christmas, because everybody else shuts down. All the other investors go home. Everybody hides their head in the sand. They close up. It's ridiculous, because if anything, that's when people need more help. And my God, if they're stuck between the holidays and they're in trouble, it's really lonely. They want to hear from you. They want to reach out for you. But yes, I've also noticed what you're noticing. Not only are the Christmas sales starting long before Thanksgiving, it seems like the shutdown of doing business seems to be creeping up to, I don't know, Halloween. So by all means, now is the perfect time to get involved, get using this. Right? We've got you running. Get your 100 leads going. Keep adding more to it, and approach them like Matt's been showing you tonight, and watch what happens, because you're going to start to get those Thanksgiving, Christmas leads coming your way, which is perfect, because by the time you get that deal together, if you're wholesaling it or you're rehabbing it, you're wholesaling it to a rehabber, that rehab is ready for the spring selling season. So there's a perfect magic in the air that starts in about a month. So that gives you plenty of time now to find them, lock them up, and be ready for what I argue is the best season of the year.
There we go, guys. So let's go make it happen. So you may have caught on to the theme tonight of what we're going to ask you to do is, again, you built that list of leads. If you haven't yet, you've got a little work to do there to catch up, but you got this too. You have very much that opportunity. If you complete the homework, again, you are going to get entered. And if you did the first one, you're going to double your chances of winning the grand prize. But if you complete the homework and it's your first time, great. Here is your chance to get that entry into the grand prize giveaway on Friday. Again, we're going live at 4 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure to be on live to win this thing too. So, and we see some good questions in the chat. We'll make sure we get to that here in just a second. So after we assign the homework here, which to actually go out there and take these 3 steps. One is, again, if you're going to use DealMachine to help you execute on all this stuff, it is DealMachine.com/NREIA, which I have that up on the webinar jam here for you guys to get started. You get that 7-day free trial. You get 50 free postcards with it. You get about 500 free minutes to actually make phone calls with. So you've got all that loaded up, ready to go for you. And then the next step is great. Take your lead list and reach out. Make calls. You can send direct mail. Feel free to drive the list if you'd like. Be able to reach out to 100. Just reach out to your list of leads. Reach out to those 100 leads and upload evidence that you completed it to this new link. It's DealMachine.com/homework2. So DealMachine.com/homework2 is your second assignment right here. That's going to be just a Google form like the first time around. And again, everybody who turns those in are going to get a point for their chapter. What the evidence could look like is something like this, where if you go to DealMachine, you go to your dashboard, which is the top left corner. You see that little dashboard tab up there. We've been showing off the map, the leads, the dialer, the mail. That top left corner is your dashboard. You click on that and you'll see, hey, I made 135 calls. I'm done with the homework. I got in touch with 22 different leads. Great. So this will actually show you the metrics right there of any calls you made, any mail you sent, all that's right there for you to prove to us that, hey, you went out there and did the work. So take a screenshot evidence of that just on your dashboard and upload that in the homework form to show us that you're putting in the work, you're making things happen. And if you do that, before Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern time, you have a shot to win the grand prize. Also, the top chapter, one more reminder, you're going to get $100 each inside DealMachine here. So coming in tonight, we had that leaderboard right there. It's well within reach for everybody, but it's awesome to see people in the lead right now. I know Seattle's up by 1 point, so it's going to be a photo finish here. So get out there, have your other chapter mates get involved, and you got a real opportunity to go win this thing. So you've got that leaderboard that you can view at any time. We'll email out the replay for that as well, and with the leaderboard link too. But just to remind you guys to actually complete the homework, you have 2 options here to use DealMachine, and we've been talking about the REIA option. The right side I mentioned last time as well, and let me throw this up as well. This is our annual plan here. So this would be almost $1,000 off our annual plan. So if you're going to do this for more than 6-7 months, then this is actually going to be the way to go. It's a huge discount, like 45% off or something like that. So I would highly recommend thinking about that if you're going to stick with this for a long time. If you are going to go that route, you also still get the 7-day free trial. So you don't need to buy tonight or anything, but you can start that free trial link with all of those extra discounts unlocked if you go that route. If you already started the free trial and you want to upgrade to that discounted version, just email me, matt@dealmachine.com. Again, it's an annual plan, so make sure you know that going in. But if you're going to stick with this for a little while and you're really committing to yourself and investing in yourself, that's the way to go. It's that REIA special link. So I'll leave that offer up there for you guys here as well. I think, the last thing I want to mention is our office hours. We talked about this last time, but just DealMachine.com/office-hours is a great resource that we've got going all week for you. So you've got Thursday and Friday, right before we go live in here, to be able to use that to ask DealMachine specific questions of Ryan, our head of customer success. So he runs those 4 days a week. Make sure to bookmark that link because he's a super, super helpful guy. We get a nice crowd on those every single time, really coming in and helping just answer DealMachine specific support questions and things like that. I mean, you do have a support chat in the app too. They get back to you in 5 minutes or less during business hours on average. So you've got that too. But these office hours are super, super helpful to ask Ryan live questions. So got all that right there. Happy deal finding, guys. I'll keep this up, and Tom, if we want to answer some questions here,
Yeah.
do you have any other thoughts before that?
No, my main thing is for you guys to be clear on the homework. Hit that homework link. It'll tell you what you're supposed to be uploading. You want to see that you've reached out now. You found the leads. Now let's contact the leads using the system. Michelle Land brought up an interesting point, because you see it on there that some of the phone numbers were grayed out because they were on that do not call list. Was the do not call list? Well, I know it scares people. So look, I'll preface this with, I guess, the disclaimer I'm supposed to make. I'm not an attorney. I don't play one on TV. But when I've checked with my counsel, they said there's no issue calling somebody on the do not call list if you're calling them one by one, which is what you'd be doing. The do not call list are for the robo dialers of those big, massive calling systems, which, so if you're, for a business, apparently they've, of course, the politicians exempted themselves, as you may have noticed this season. But you're not mass dialing. You're not dialing 1,000 numbers at once with a cold message. So I personally ignore it because it's meaningless. You're not violating the do not call list.
Very true that the people making the rules are ignoring it. That is very true. Yeah, very but yeah, so you've got the scrub DNC option, toggle on, toggle off right here inside DealMachine. So,
again, use that however you feel comfortable with it. I know what I feel comfortable with because I've asked legal counsel, and that's what they've told me. So your mileage will vary. Check with your own counsel, etc. But there you go.
Yeah, I love to see the chapter pride in here. We've got Carla saying, "Let's go Seattle." So Seattle's in first place. Somebody's got to catch him. There we go.
Seattle, go. Well, look, there's some very real. I mean, you guys saw what Matt gave away tonight. It's very real world value. I mean, it's not. It's not just like some, I don't know, virtual book or something. It's a full freaking year on an awesome system. And you know what that is? Yeah, there's great discounts, but still, it's a full year of it. So yeah, and he's giving another one away. So we're serious about it. So go and do the homework.
Love it. So make sure to save that link. It's dealmachine.com/homework2. I'll email all this out again. And if you guys, again, if you're not getting emails from me, maybe you opted out of DealMachine emails or something at some point, or we're going to spam or whatever, just email me direct, matt@dealmachine.com, and I'll make sure you get everything you need. So
check your spam, check your promotions tab, make sure you save senders, DealMachine.com, whitelist DealMachine.com, and make sure everything's getting through.
There we go. I'm scrolling through. We had some good questions. Let's see here. We have let's see. Oh, and when you're dial from the desktop version, the web app right there, it's going to be really, in general, the desktop's going to be much easier because you can access the property data, the demographic data, all that right in front of you. The dialer's a lot easier to see the full experience of the AI work in there. So, I'd say there's that. You also have a callback number though inside DealMachine. You'll see in your dialer settings. So it'll tell you like, hey, where to forward on those calls to. So that way, when they call you back, it goes to your cell that way. Cool. Let's see here. Leanne, you asked her on identifying your D4D leads in all your leads list. Email me, Leanne Robinson, if we can help you out specifically. There's a couple ways to do that, but it might be easier to have like a one-on-one conversation about that, just based on how you're doing it. So if that's okay. Let's see here. Good questions. How often should we mail the postcards? Like I mentioned if you want to get really specific, I would say a 6 to 12 postcard sequence is great. I mean, you can keep it going, keep it going if you've got the budget to do it. But in terms of frequency, I would say either every 3 weeks or every 5 weeks. I mentioned that briefly before, but that makes sure that you're hitting them around once a month. 3 weeks if you want to be a little more aggressive, 5 weeks if you want to conserve a little bit of budget. But it also will stagger when in the month they're getting that mail, just in case like you get mixed in with a bunch of bills. If you pick like every 30 days, you might keep hitting that on accident. So I recommend every Yeah, every 3 weeks or every 5 weeks, so it staggers, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yep. The odd numbers makes it stagger, so it seems less robotic.
That also true. Yeah. So Yvonne, technical answers about using the mobile app, we have our office hours there. The dealmachine.com/office-hours. We have demo videos. I'll share with you guys our demo video playlist too. And then we also have the support chat. So inside DealMachine, there's a support chat to answer questions for you. Here are the demo videos. So if you ask the support chat a question, you'll be able to you'll be getting an answer within 5 minutes during business hours that way too. So you've got a couple ways to reach out. You got the YouTube route, you got the live office hours, or you've got the support one-on-one chat. We invest a lot in support. Let's see.
It shows too, because you have awesome support. The team's great, the team's quick, the team's efficient, the team knows their stuff inside out. So reach out to support if you have any questions.
Appreciate that. Matt had said it for email. Have you had any success using email, Tom? I'm curious there.
Like email outreach. Yeah, email potential outreach. To be fair, I still want to see you call, because email, trust me, as a guy who emails daily, email can blend into people, and it's hard, particularly if you're a fresh email. There's so many spam filters. It's difficult sometimes to get through to people's inboxes, and it gets increasingly difficult. So I would love if you email and send the postcard. Also think of how do that first, but then make the call. Always make the call. If you're unsure of, I don't know what to say, if you're still scared of just, asking them about their property simply, well, then say, hey, my name's Tom. I'm calling to follow up on the postcard I sent you. Because now you're calling to follow up on a postcard. Or I'm calling to follow up on the email I sent you. Because who calls to follow up on emails? Spam doesn't, right? There's no, real people would call to follow up. So that sets you apart as a real person. So it also psychologically makes it easier for you to reach out, because it's not intimidating anymore. I'm calling to follow up on the email I sent you. An email? What email? The email about your property at 123 Main Street. I came across it when I was driving around, and it looks like it's in trouble. And I was wondering if you'd like to start, because that's exactly the kind of property that I deal with, helping people just like you.
That's a great answer. I love the idea of referencing each other marketing touch point, because that also increases your response rate. It's kind of like a omnipresent familiarity there of like, you're reaching out all these different ways, and they're like, man, I've been seeing this guy all over the place. He must really want to talk to me. It's something that it really does help if you leave a postcard or knock on the door or send an email, like just referencing each of those other touch points all does well. So let's see. Do you have a script? I know Tom, you do a great job of working with people, directly on the sales side, but Carla was asking.
Yeah, I teach my students not to use a script, because life doesn't tend to follow a script. So, and then you sound too robotic. I give my students a framework, which I tell them use like a crutch. It's a crutch to lean on, so you're never going to get stuck. You can look down at my deal worksheet and just ask a question that hasn't been answered yet, because it doesn't matter which order you ask them in. It just they help get the ball rolling. They help open people up. They help open you up to just start asking questions, and then whatever answers you get, you fill it in, and then when they stop, or there's a lull in the conversation, ask the next question that hasn't been answered yet, and keep that conversation going. So it's not like a strict script is not important. I don't personally recommend it. I like seeing people follow my frameworks on
that. What about time of day to call? Do you have any recommendations on that? Christina asked.
Yeah. Look, it varies. I avoid the extreme mornings. I avoid the extreme evenings. Like it's on the East Coast here, it's after 9. It's not the best time to call. Daytime, I've had good luck with afternoons, particularly that late afternoon. So let's say 3:30 to 5:30ish. There just seems to be a lull. They're kind of wrapped up with things, and they're almost looking forward to the break, if you give them one, if you know what I mean, like a break from work or a break from whatever they've been thinking about. but your mileage is going to vary on it. I would start calling. The system will notate when you call as well. So if you're having no luck in afternoons, flip flop to mornings. Having no luck then in mornings, try midday. Try lunchtime. See what you catch when. And I would go probably about as late as 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's great advice. We've got a couple DealMachine questions, so I'll fly through these real quick for you guys, and then I think we're good to go. So don't want to keep you guys too late here, but let's see. So where are we here? Doug had said, is there a way to filter out recently sold properties? Absolutely. So there's two ways you can do it. One is, here's my driving for dollars list, for example, right? You can actually go to your filter, and I'm in the leads tab. You can go to your filters right here. And then you've got literally 700 plus data points you can filter by. So one of them is sale date, last sale date. So you could say, hey, show me properties that have sold less than 6 months ago, or actually we'll say more than 6 months ago. So that way it removes all the less than 6 month ago leads. So more than 6 months ago, great, apply. And now I'm down to 830. So I just I have to really move that down. And now I can focus on the leads that matter most. So that's a great way to organize and figure out who I call first. And as you have a huge list of leads, or if you import a list of leads, for example, all those things could make it so that filtering like this could be useful. So great question there, Douglas. Let's see here. A question from CN. You can actually take these leads if you want to print letters out on your end. You can actually just take all of these leads and just export them into a spreadsheet too. So you could say, hey, select all of my leads, go to lead actions, scroll down, and you've got export leads right here. And it'll just take them out in a spreadsheet, and there you go. So you've got that as an option too. If you want to, if you want to use any outside mail source, that's real easy that way. Patrick asked how accurate are the comps. We're going to talk all about that on Friday too, our comping tool. So make sure to show up on Friday. We'll do a deep dive on that together. And then Yvonne had asked two questions. One of them, the black dots all.
Nope. Matt, hang on a second. You blipped out for a second. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, I can. You just came back.
Now you can? Okay. Yep. Man, I internet issues right there. I don't know what was going on there. So
gremlins everywhere.
Yeah, kicked me out. They said, all right, you're done at 8:15. All right. So Yvonne, real quick here, the solid black dots are just every single property literally in the US is a solid black dot in DealMachine. We've got data for all 50 states, every property in the US. So that's just you clicking on it. And when you add that lead to actually reach out to, that's when the blue pin pops up there. So you've got that. And then the cash buyer tag means that it is somebody who bought with cash and might be a cash buyer, especially if you're going to dispo the property. If you're wholesaling and you're trying to build a cash buyers list, they're cash transactions. They're people who could be a good fit for your cash buyers list that way. So we can do a whole follow-up training on that one if you are really want to deep dive into the wholesale side and the dispo side. Just email me or Tom and you can we can talk about that as well. So all right, we made it.
We did it. Awesome. Lots of questions. Awesome questions, everyone. Thanks for being here. Congratulations on getting your homework done. Congratulations on earning another ticket, another lotto ticket for the giveaway on Friday. You know what the homework is. You have the link again, and it's homework DealMachine.com homework 2. Oh yeah, there's your screen, Matt, coming back. Yep, look at that. DealMachine.com/homework 2. Do that. Submit it by 4 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Matt and I will be back right here to teach you more, bring you through the system more, really get you understanding what's happening, encourage you to make it happen. So look, go do it. It's fun, right? I think, Matt, I hope people have seen that. It's actually kind of enjoyable to get leads together now. This gamifies it. It makes it fun. It adds technology. I think it's just cool.
We have a great time, guys. So this was fun tonight. Last question, Lee had asked around importing a list. Yeah, if you import your leads here. Can you hear me, Tom?
I hear you. I no longer see you. It says you left the room.
I don't know. Maybe it's a webinar jam thing.
No.
Anyway, last question
Last
to
time
answer.
it was my tech issues. This time it's you. Go ahead. Talk us through it, even if I can't see it.
Yeah, if you import a list of leads, they are automatically skip trace. They automatically have data. If you're on our pro plan, you can import a list of 50,000 leads, have all of that in there ready to go. It is skip trace for you. So that would be like $5-6 of skip tracing. Typically that's included free in DealMachine right there for you. So wanted to change the game right there in terms of how you think about data. And that's our way of doing it. So excited to have you guys on Friday, and we'll see you then.
Awesome. Cool. All right, Matt. Well, let's, before all the webcams kick us out tonight, let's say good night to everyone. Thank you all for being here. And we'll see you Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Thanks,
Keep
everybody.
going and do that homework. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for everything. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. See you Friday.